U.S. Congress deal bars U.S. funds to UNRWA until March of 2025, sources say. Now, before you get upset, please stay tuned, watch this entire video, because at the end, I'm going to tell you what you can do to help. An agreement reached by U.S. congressional leaders and the White House on a massive bill funding military, State Department, and a range of other government programs will continue a ban on U.S. funding for UNRWA, the main UN agency for Palestinians, until March 2025, two sources said on Tuesday. President Joe Biden's administration said in January it was temporarily pausing new funding to United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, after Israel accused 12 of the agency's 13,000 employees in Gaza of participating in the deadly October 7th Hamas attack. The U.S. Senate passed legislation last month cutting off funding for the agency, part of a $95 billion bill providing aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan that is stalled in the House of Representatives. Backers of the aid have been trying to get it restored, calling on Washington to support the relief body as aid groups work to ward off famine in Gaza. The two sources familiar with the agreement said the funding would be blocked for a year, and that details of alternative efforts to provide humanitarian assistance to Palestinians in Gaza would be discussed after the legislation is made public. The White House and congressional leaders declined comment on details of the agreement until texts of the spending bills are released. The UN has launched an investigation into the allegations against the UNRWA staff, and the agency fired some staff after Israel provided it with information. The United States, UNRWA's largest donor, providing $300 million to $400 million annually, said it wants to see the results of that inquiry and corrective measures taken before it will consider resuming funding. The genocide in Gaza was triggered when Hamas fighters crossed into Israel on a rampage on October 7th, killing 1,200 people and capturing 253 hostages, according to Israeli tallies. Nearly 32,000 people have been confirmed killed in Israel's retaliatory onslaught, according to Palestinian health officials, with thousands more feared lost under the rubble. So that was the article, and I know everyone is going to say, but Israel was lying. You know, there's no proof that they were connected to Hamas or the Hamas attack and all that. We know that. We all know that. That's why countries like Australia and Sweden and Canada are reinstating funding to the UNRWA, and the United States is, still supporting Israel. We're not surprised about that. So now we've come to this part of the video where we're going to talk about solutions. These are things that you can do to help. And note, none of these things are mutually exclusive. Do most or all of these things. I have added 6 petitions to my link tree that you can sign. Those 6 petitions are to demand the United States to reinstate funding to the UNRWA. So please sign those petitions. Some of them are going to give you the option to also email your senators, email your representatives, call them as well if you can. So please also send those emails and call if you can. Share these petitions with your friends, with your family, on all of your social media platforms. The more voices we have on these petitions, the more people sign, the more it's going to become apparent to the United States government that the people actually do want to see funding reinstated to the UNRWA now and not next year. Now here comes the next part, because I know some of you are going to say, but I've signed so many petitions. I keep signing petitions. I feel like it's not doing anything. I need to do more. Now here's something that you can do that's more. Also in my link tree in my bio, if you just scroll down a little bit past the petitions, you can see the Operation Olive Branch Google spreadsheet link. If you don't know what that is, please check out Operation Olive Branch on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever you're watching this video. Please learn more about this operation. Please learn more about what we do. But if you click this link, and this is what it's going to look like if you're accessing it on your phone. This is our main navigational page. We share different fundraisers from different Palestinian families, and we also have mutual aids as well that directly help Palestinian organizations on the ground in Gaza, and then it's also on our mutual aid tab on the bottom. We currently have 11 mutual aids on our spreadsheet, and again, these are mutual aids that help Palestinians directly on the ground. Here's the detail of their services and also where you can find them on social media, so you can pause to read this. Please support and share these mutual aids. Again, share them with your friends, your family, on all of your social media platforms. If you have money that you want to give, please consider gifting it to them. You can also share these mutual aids to local, national organizations and your own community. For example, one of the mutual aids we have is for the Sulala Animal Rescue. If you go back to my link tree, you go up and you see email templates for Operation Olive Branch. And this document has 3 different templates that you can share about Operation Olive Branch and these fundraisers and mutual aids to local national organizations, community clubs, to hospitals and medical clinics in your area, especially sharing fundraisers for the doctors and medical staff in Gaza, and to your current or former college or university. You can take the template for the hospital and medical clinics and change it to veterinarian hospitals and animal clinics, and you can share the Sulala Animal Rescue Mutual Aid to them and encourage them to share it within their networks, and if they can, to give some money to them. That's what I did. I took the Sulala Animal Rescue Mutual Aid, and also we had a fundraiser from a family that works in animal rescue on our general spreadsheet, and I shared those 2 links to the different animal hospitals, veterinarian clinics in my area, and I used my email template, and I encouraged them to share it within their networks, and if they can, consider gifting money to these fundraisers. And a few days after that, I checked the link to the fundraiser for the family, and they reached their goal. These are tangible things that we can do to help Palestinians and get them the aid that they need. Sign petitions and call for the United States to reinstate funding for the UNRWA, but also support the mutual aids and the fundraisers that are directly helping Palestinians. Share those fundraisers, share those mutual aids, gift money to them, because while we wait for the United States to get their shit together, we can do things to help.